Hello, hello. It's well, it's about a day 127 actually. So the whole 120-day integration thing is over. It's come to an end and it is finished. And there was a bit of a kerplunk in a lot of ways as it came to an end. And when I say a kerplunk, it's sort of that post completion process that I went through, and I found myself in a real difficult and challenging place, I'll be really honest. And I found a whole lot of stuff being questioned and not knowing what to do and where to go and how to do it in a lot of ways. And how much had I achieved and what I had achieved and, etc., etc. And I mean, I haven't, I journaled. When I say I wrote, I journaled prolifically through the whole process, and I haven't gone back and reread anything yet, and I will do that at some point. Anyway, I had this experience where, like I said, it was a real kerplunk, and I found myself down in a hole, and I was really out of sorts and really out of flow, and I had emotions of anger and frustration coming through, and more to that, I was reacting to stuff. And I'm not a reactor by nature. I'm normally someone who can hold myself really well. Purely because of the environment that I work in, and holding yourself is important. And that sounds inappropriate, but it's not. You know what I mean. Anyway, so I found myself reacting to situations that I would normally not react to, and being triggered and activated, and so it brought up a whole lot of questions, and I went and sought counsel from someone who was really wise, and that person, they shook my fucking cage. They really shook my cage, really rattled me actually, and that made me stagger even more, and so then a whole lot of broader questions came out. So I went back in the conversation, and the conversation was pretty quick because it was about the whole, you're out of your flow. You're just out of your flow, and I didn't know what to do and how to do, and this complete disconnection. And like I said, there's a level of anger there. And the interesting and amazing thing is that my guides, they sent me this message. And because for 72 hours I had this one question in my head, and it just tuned, and I was really in my head. And whenever I think about it, I get this, because it was like the unanswered question for me. Well, it felt like the unanswered question. And I kept asking it. Anyway, I'd given up, and I'm like, nah, fuck you, I've had enough of this. And I was on here, actually, I was on bloody YouTube, and I had this thing pop up, and I went, oh, what's that? And the title was interesting, and I pushed play, and do you know what? It answered my question, and it answered my question so well that it helped all the other answers that people had given me, that I'm like, I know what the fuck you're really saying. It helped them all fall into place. And it made me realise, and it gave me this amazing insight. And it gave me this amazing awareness. And I'm just like, oh, I love it. And as soon as it happened, and as soon as I went, you know what, I fell back into that flow again. And the love and blessings, they just continue. And the messages are flowing again. And I'm just back in the resonance. But just know that you can bounce out of your shit, right? But also, as quickly as you bounce out, you can bounce back in. And just have trust that the universe will always have your back. And have trust that the universe will always be talking to you. And sometimes you just got to shut up, get out of your head and listen. Right, that's me. I'll keep posting videos on this little channel. And yeah, they won't be about 120-day integration. But I'll try and make things as consistent, well, a little bit more consistent than they have been a bit lately. Anyway, much love, whānau. Talk soon.